I want now to introduce our film in relation to the leader of the Labour Party, Deputy Eamon Gilmore. We got that?
They used to talk about Ireland having a 2.5 party system. I don't want the Labour Party to be a half party. I want the Labour Party to be a full party, and I want the contest for political leadership in Ireland to be a three-way contest, and Labour being one of those three parties competing for the leadership of our country.
Basically, I'm down to ask you about help me with my housing situation. I've had my little girl in Temple Street for the 5th time since Christmas.
Right.
There's mildew on their walls, basically, beside their bed. I can't put the bunk beds anywhere else. In the mornings when you get up, you take them out of bed, the duvet is damp.
Did you put in any doctor's letters or letters from the hospital?
I've asked them down there, can they give them? They said it doesn't count.
Oh, it does.
Does
oh,
it?
It does.
I said to the girl,
we always had the view at home that everybody should have the same opportunity. That's the basic view that has shaped my thinking all my life, and that we leave to the next generation a better Ireland, a better Europe, a better world than the way we found it. Let me follow that up, Aidan.
Great, thanks very much.
Hi, how are you? How are you doing? How are you? Not bad at all. How are things with you?
To my way of thinking, there's one Ireland, and the Labour Party belongs to that one Ireland. I grew up in rural Ireland. I represent an urban constituency.
Well, about 9:30. If you get them to drop up to me and I'll talk with them.
I represent people who come from all walks of life, who run businesses, who work in businesses, people who work in hospitals and people who are patients in hospitals. This is one Ireland. Unfortunately, in recent times, it has become a very unequal and a very unfair Ireland in many respects. And our job as a Labour Party is to make it one Ireland again. Well, I grew up on a farm, and it was mixed farming, so we did a bit of everything. My father passed away when I was just a baby, so I never really knew him. So my mother was the mainstay of the household. She didn't have an easy life, but she was a very strong woman. She had a very strong belief in education, that education was the way that you got out of the circumstances you were in, that that enabled you to progress. We went to a very, very good primary school. We were taught everything through the medium of Irish.
Bunaí gweascail fádraig I 1995 agus am fósaigh fannacht Fergan of Boone.
Tá an aib seo tá sé ar fud na tíre tá breise agus 10,000 páistí I Fergnamh mar seo agus I siomraí ranga mar seo agus ní sé ceart, ní rud ceart ba ceart go mbeadh Fergnamh Boone agus Sásúil agus Tirim agus Teolaí ag na páistí. Agus is féidir éis sin a dhéanamh is, mar sóldait tá titim go mór tacha in San Ranó tógála, níl tógálaí a tógáil títhe is. Agus is féidir ó bheith tógáil scolanna. It is something that I believe in very strongly. I think that education is the great liberator. You think of all of the things that we've been told over the past 10 or 15 years. They told us that the market would deal with health. They told us that the market would deal with housing. Markets have to be regulated. Banks have to be regulated. That fundamental thinking of the Labour Party, that economies are there to serve the people, not the other way around, that markets serve society, not the other way around. That fundamental thinking has never been more relevant and never more required.
What is now beginning to happen is I think people are beginning now to become very, very worried about where they're going to work again and how long the downturn is going to take place for. But I mean, the idea that we would have a large pool of people who are just unemployed, nowhere to go, nothing to do, I mean, that's just staring disaster in the face.
I suppose we're caught in
the two industries that have been most embroiled in this whole thing. Kevin lost his job as part of the construction industry. I'm a banker, so that's not the safest place to be as well.
Yeah.
So
we're wondering what you'll do to help people in our situation.
The quicker we get confidence back in the banks, the quicker we get the government outlining what its plan is for the public finances, so that we know as families, you know,
exactly.
how we can budget. You know? I mean, this whole emphasis on, you know, what can we cut, what programs do we cut. The problem with that is that the more you cut, the less people you're going to have in employment. The fewer people you have in employment, the less capacity there is for spending and for economic activity. It's an opportunity to build now the things that the country is going to need for the next century.
In order to be able to articulate what people need and what people want, you have to first of all understand it and know what it is. And the only way you do that is by listening to people.
People don't trust the management, and they certainly don't trust them since we were amalgamated into the HSC. Teamwork is vital in any walk of life, but especially in a hospital. We all rely on each other quite heavily, and we don't get the acknowledgement from management. We don't. We're kept in the dark.
In many respects, the Labour Party is a voice for people in the worries and concerns that they have about present times. Because sometimes the people who are experiencing the problem, the people who are in touch with it, are the people who best know what the solution is.
I think he absolutely thrives in that position as leader. We keep him well grounded.
Even the time you were in the Students' Union, the time when I was in college myself that time, she would never boast about that. Right? And deep down, as a mother, she had to be very proud of you.
Only 10 people have had the honour to lead the party that was founded by Connolly and Larkin. And, you know, to stand in that tradition and to stand in the footsteps of the great people who led the party before me is just you know, it's just a huge honour.
We will get through these tough times. Labour's patriotism is about pulling together, not pulling back. It's about trust, community, neighbourhood, best described in our own Irish language, on mehel. Ní neart go Corle Céile. Is féidirlinn daoine a chur gobar. Is féidirlinn gnoana a bhéadú agus seirbhísí a lasú. Is féidirlinn an tír a chur a chosa. Sha is féidirlinn a freisin.
Politics is driven by ideals. Human progress is driven by ideals. So if somebody wants to say I'm idealistic, I'm quite happy to fess up to that.